spreading the game of cricket across the world, reaching out to a new generation, new continents, new countries, introducing the game in some regions, developing the game in others. The ICC now has over 100 member countries, a figure which has doubled in little more than 10 years and continues to grow. The ICC is committed to investing approximately $300 million in the global development of the sport over the next 8 years. Outside of football, the highest investment by any international governing body. The PEPSI ICC development programme targets men and women, boys and girls, providing inspiration to new members and producing remarkable results on the bigger stage with the aim of making cricket a truly global sport.
It's important that we spread the game across all corners of the world. It's amazing how much interest there is in the game, so I think there's an obligation in some sense that we need to provide people with opportunity to be able to access the game. So from every respect, including a strategic objective of the ICC, the growth of the game is very, very important.
Nowhere is that growth illustrated better than Ireland, a country which barely registered on the cricketing map a decade ago and which struggled for funding and facilities.
It would have been very amateurish. There wouldn't have been an office. I certainly didn't have an office. The kit room was the boot of my car. My office would have been my cell phone and the sitting room at home. So that's how it started, and then slowly but surely, with a bit of success, things started to move in the right direction.
In the early days, it was all about promoting the sport. In a rugby-dominated country, there was a need to create awareness and generate interest among local youngsters. Starting from scratch required an awful lot of work.
ICC Europe have been brilliant since we started in '98, when we were very much just starting out and we didn't have any equipment. We had no sources of getting equipment, and a lot of that came through their development program based in Lords, the ICC Europe. Just simple things like materials for schools, posters, equipment, and more recently we're able to send our better players to academies they hold in La Manga in the south of Spain, in Port Elizabeth in South Africa, and last year Mumbai in India. So getting away from the bottom level to participation level, more into the performance level, they've been very, very good.
Times have certainly changed for the Blarney Army. Now they have a solid structure with extensive youth and women's programmes. The success of the senior men's side only part of the story.
The ICC is investing as us as its #1 high-performance country. We're being invested in by our team sponsor RSA. We're being invested in by both governments. That is absolutely key. We're going to be invested in as well by bringing in major events to Ireland. With that investment, it allows us to professionalise our squad. So far at the moment we have 2 contracted players. We have probably the largest team management support structure to any of the associates. We don't just have the normal manager, coach and physio. We have an assistant coach and video analyst, and we also have a strength and conditioning coach, which seem to be very, very important planks of making sure that our squad can professionalise as much as possible.
On the field, they continue to excel and underline their status as the leading associate country. Victories over Pakistan and Bangladesh at the last World Cup, followed by more celebration at the qualifying event for 2011. Constant improvement now demanded by all involved. Beating Bangladesh in the ICC World 2020 merely confirmed the strides being taken.
Ireland winning by 6 wickets.
We got to qualify for every World Cup from now on. I think it's non-negotiable as far as Ireland's concerned, both on the playing front and financially. I think the financial rewards now for finishing in the top 6 in this tournament are massive, and obviously if you get in the top 4 you get into the World Cup, so I think it's a non-negotiable as far as Cricket Ireland are concerned, as qualifying for World Cups.
Reaching World Cups and competing with the very best is proof that the system works, but the aim is to grow the game in every corner of the globe. So far, the ICC has 10 full members who compete in Test and One-Day internationals. Ireland lead the 34 associate countries who play competitive cricket in structured events around the world. Then you have the 60 affiliates, the best of whom compete in regular global tournaments, but all work with the ICC to develop their technical skills and off-field organisation.
We have a setup where we have 5 regions across the world. We have Asia, we have Africa, Europe, the Americas and East Asia Pacific, and all of those regional officers work together with the members of their region to develop education programs, facilities programs, junior development and senior development programs, as well as to facilitate lots of events and activities.
The development programme has seen dramatic growth in the game amongst many African nations, particularly in places such as Tanzania, where the ICC have hosted global events and reached a new audience.
You know, once the locals get that awareness and that interest of the game, then we can start, you know, like our improvement can start like going up more and more drastically. See, right now it's like just a steady increase, but once the interest increases, then it's got to be more, you know, exponential.
The likes of Uganda have made giant strides, with participation in the World Cup now a realistic goal.
ICC has helped cricket develop a lot in Uganda, right from the grassroots through to the national team. And it plays a very important role because now you've got all the kids that have been in school, that are going through university and getting jobs. Those are crowds, those are people who know about the game, who are asking about the game. So working with ICC to have people come home, teams that come home, you've got different 1 or 2 celebrities that will come home just for a tour and go through schools, is going to blow the crowd away, you know, and it's going to change the way people look at cricket back at home. So ICC's involvement is, it can't be quantified.
The ICC now have a new home. Their purpose-built headquarters in Dubai allows them to see firsthand the development amongst teams in the Middle East.
I think it's a huge help, definitely. If you want teams, new teams, associate members to go up and play competitive cricket, I think these kind of tournaments and the 4-day intercontinental tournament, that helps a lot. Because mostly when we go back home, we play 20-over cricket and then there's a couple of 2-3 tournaments, 50 overs. So when you started playing competitive cricket, interest does generate, and then guys playing cricket and they like cricket as well.
Cricket has a history and a heritage on European shores, but the game is getting stronger and gaining popularity amongst associate and affiliate countries. The benchmark has been set.
One day, I suppose, a dream would be to have a European side, non-test playing side, winning something big. You know, Ireland have proved that you can do pretty well and compete, and Ireland have done one in the past. And I think if, you know, we take the lead from them, and hopefully there are more islands coming through, more Hollands, more Scotlands, and they'll kick on and we'll push up into their shoes, or other countries will push up into their shoes, like Jersey, Guernsey, whoever. But yes, I think cricket's got a great future in Europe.
The PEPSI ICC World Cricket League was created to provide regular global one-day cricket for those countries outside the test-playing world, and provide a structure for all ICC members to qualify for the Cricket World Cup. Leading into the 2011 Cricket World Cup, a 5-division structure was established and commenced in 2008. The top 4, or in some cases the top 2 from each division, progressed to the next event, culminating in the World Cup qualifier, from which 4 teams, Ireland, Canada, Netherlands and Kenya, qualified for the World Cup, with 2 further teams, Afghanistan and Scotland, gaining ODI status. All 6 teams receive funding and support from the Gatorade ICC High Performance Programme. Given its success, more divisions have been added in the lead up to the 2015 ICC Cricket World Cup, including Division 6 and 7 in 2009 and Division 8 in 2010. Despite its recent beginnings, the World Cricket League has quickly become the focus for many of the developing nations, allowing them to play against teams from around the world of a similar standard and test themselves in different conditions.
We've had more people here watching cricket this week than we've ever had in Jersey before. The interest in the press and the media that it's generated, the websites and everything else around it has created a tremendous interest in cricket. I'm getting phone calls and emails from all sorts of people that I haven't heard of in ages. Fantastic, brilliant.
That particular event gave cricketers from war-torn Afghanistan the chance to sample life abroad for the very first time. It turned out to be the start of an inspiring journey which so nearly took them all the way to the World Cup.
We learned lots of things like cricket rules, everything, cricket, about everything, because it's very good the way for ICC from 5 in 4 then 3. Team was very good. They can fight from 5, then they can, if it was a good team, they can come to 4 and then 3 like Afghanistan done it.
The Afghans followed up victory in Jersey by qualifying from the next event in Argentina as well. The trip to South America, a cultural experience for all involved, and a chance to spread the word in a region dominated by football, yet one which caught the cricket bug.
Well, on TV we don't get any coverage, but you can watch it in the internet, and I always watch it. But I like the sport, I love it, and I just play and get every day better and train to get our team to the World Cup someday.
The emotion never far from the surface. Uganda showing just what promotion meant to them. So to Afghanistan, the enthusiasm and joy etched on the winners' faces, a sign of real progress.
The World Cricket League, which is now a 7-division tournament throughout the world and can see anybody in a 2-year cycle work their way up to the very top, and in a 4-year cycle make the World Cup, is one of the key things that we do. We facilitate that international competition, and for anybody to reach the pinnacle to represent their country in their chosen sport is obviously a fantastic effort. And whilst it doesn't have the glitz and the glamour of other ICC events, even a World Cricket League Division 5 or Division 6, you see the absolute passion for the game and the enthusiasm to progress, not only as far as the national team goes, but to also return home and develop the game, really shows through at events like that.
The quality of cricket in the final World Cup qualifying event in Johannesburg underlined the improvement amongst the associate and affiliate countries. Regular cricket within a league structure, bringing the best out of developing nations.
It's a good standard. Now, if you see Afghanistan, they came from Division 5, they came through this World Cup qualifying round. So the standard is improving day by day. All the teams which are there in affiliate members, they are playing well, they are getting good coaches, they are practicing well, getting good support from the ICC, and if you see, you will be day by day you are getting good teams.
Afghanistan's victory over Ireland serving notice that the gap between affiliates and established associate countries closing all the time.
It will be fantastic. If that kind of growth can trigger other nations to succeed or to aspire in that kind of a fashion, and that's what we mean by the vision that we stand for in cricket, you know, to transcend borders, to get to communities, to countries across continents. It will be really rewarding if we can find more examples like Afghanistan.
The PEPSI ICC World Cricket League giving hope to all developing nations. And as we'll discover, producing teams capable of big upsets on the world stage.